Guys, Sean here from Srkcycles.com, and we have a 01 GSX-R 750. It's been a long time since I've ridden a bike like this. I don't even know if I've ever ridden an 01 750. I've ridden that body style and the previous body style. I'm not sure if I've ever ridden this body style. Beautiful bike. Let's see what it runs like. I'm pretty excited. Turn the key. Turn that on. 26,000 miles. That is low miles for this bike. Now, coming right out of the gate, I would think this is gonna feel a little dated. Let's see what doesn't have any dated power. Feels great. I would also think, because I'm used to driving newer sport bikes, I would also think that, oh, this bike's gonna feel heavy and stuff. Nope. It still looks like a great bike. It still has plenty of power. I'm gonna adjust that brake. There we go. There we go. Just that brake lever. Sounds good. It also has a factory steering dampener. I feel like the only thing that really sets this bike, makes it different from the newer ones. I mean, it's a different body style and everything, but the biggest difference is I don't think this has a slipper clutch. What a slipper clutch is good for is if you're downshifting and you release it. It's not, you know, you release, let's say, all right, so watch this. So I'm riding, I'm in, I don't know, third gear. I'm gonna rev it up, I'm gonna let it go. If I did that real fast, too fast, and my engine was moving slower than my tires were, that's gonna lock up my tires for a brief second. And with a slipper clutch, you have a little bit of give right there. It's gonna slip a little tiny bit so that you can keep traction. I'm actually really impressed with this bike. I thought it was gonna feel a little dated, a little bit old, a little bit heavy, a little bit sluggish. It really doesn't. It feels good. People in 2001 that I had this bike were cool. They were still cool in my eyes now. It's like when you watch an old movie like Top Gun and he's riding that like 1995 Kawasaki Ninja or whatever bike that is, 89 Ninja, and you're like, oh, that bike is dumb looking. Back then, it was still cool. It might be too cold to get the front end up, but we'll give it a shot. I remember we had a kid at school that had one of these. It was like a 2-year-old bike. And he had one of these and that was cool. It's a good looking bike. And the thing is, the average person, they're not gonna know what year it is. They see, oh, it's a sport bike. They have no idea they couldn't tell the difference between this and a 2015. Squeak to the side a little bit. Alright, let's let it loose. Let's let it loose. That guy was trying to convince me to do a wheelie. I think it popped up in the top end of first gear. This bike moves, it's got a lot of power. The one thing I'm spoiled with is I'm used to having a gear indicator. I think that came out on the 2006 model. So I'm definitely a little spoiled with that. Let's see, no, I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not gonna tell you guys how this thing does on the highway, or whether it can, what it feels like passing the cars. It's a fast bike. This thing could peg 160 miles an hour. I can smoke everyone on here. I don't gotta prove that to anybody. I don't gotta show it to you. So we can just go the speed limit. We can roll 60 miles an hour. We can just roll 60 miles an hour, which is the speed limit. 58 miles an hour. Now my biggest trips on a motorcycle were on sport bikes. You just kind of get used to it. You know, you work on some different positions. One of my favorites is you use your left hand and you put your elbow in the tank and you kind of lean on it. That's comfortable. Another good position is you take your legs, you take them off your driver's pegs, and you throw them on the passenger's pegs. Now, even though this bike is old, it still feels very nimble. I mean, it ain't no CBR 1000, but it still feels very nimble. Great power. Let's jump on the highway. The goal is to not ever have to put your feet down. Oh, it's fail. Fail. Back there when in second gear, when I tried to just dump the clutch a little bit, get the front end up, the back end spun a little bit, and then it grabbed traction, then it popped up a little bit, but by that point in time I had already given up.